All right. And what do you make of the comments that came out about 10 or so hours ago from the Director General of the IAEA, Rafael Grossi? He says that radiation levels in the Gulf region remain normal following the 12-day conflict that severely damaged several facilities in Iran. But he also said from a nuclear perspective that the worst nuclear safety scenario was thereby avoided. And he was meaning, of course, the Iran's Bashir nuclear power plant and the Tehran research reactor.
Yes, no, that's obviously reassuring, but it's also entirely expected. We don't expect significant levels of radioactivity through the current bombing as long as those two reactors that are operating are not damaged. Uranium per se is not particularly radioactive. It's got a very long half-life. It emanates very little amount of radiation. In fact, you can actually stay right next to uranium. You can handle it with your hands and not get a significant dose. In order to get a significant dose from uranium, you'd have to inhale it and in significant amounts. And uranium is very heavy, so it doesn't create a very volatile powder or anything like that. The radioactivity concern really lies in in fuel that has been irradiated. So spent fuel, used fuel, nuclear waste, that's where the highly radioactive material is, and that's what we would be concerned if it was, targeted by some attack. The current attacks only damage the facilities and might have scattered some uranium local inside the facilities, so we don't expect any radioactivity around the sites or more generally in that region. And that is, of course, reassuring for the people who live there, and there's no change in that, I don't think, in the near future. Right. Another thing that's perhaps worth pointing out is that we don't even have any concern, and this is very important, we don't have any concern of a nuclear explosion from the nuclear material that Iran has. Because we know, both from the intelligence from the US is available to us and the International Atomic Energy Agency information, that Iran did not have nuclear warheads, and in fact wasn't actually all that close to making some. That's significant because unless you have the warheads assembled and you detonate them in a particular sequence, you cannot get a nuclear explosion. Even if you have all the materials available for the warhead, unless it's assembled in that particular configuration and detonated in a very particular sequence, you wouldn't get a nuclear explosion. So that also should be a reassurance for people who live in Iran and nearby.
Plenty more questions to ask you, but we've run out of time. Professor Patrick Burr, thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure.